family? It's boy Swap Boss. You already know what it is, man. Black Power Mugawa. Shout out to the ALI, man. Shout out to the people. Shout out to the chat. And shout out to the people who still want to debate. This is the boy Swap Boss, man. ALI snapping off Black Power, the argument league, a whole bunch of shit. Yeah, so I got time today. Been a minute. Appreciate y'all patience and waiting. But yeah, man. It's my time to get something shaking. So this is my official call out. Where all the people that's still interested in debating. Y'all see the what's the name? Domo, Bluu, and Anon. And if I forgot your name, yeah, my bad. Dang, my shit is jumping like a bitch. Anyway, yeah, if I could get people back in the spirit of debating right quick. I mean, I know it ain't a league or nothing, but you know, at least there's some intellectual jousting being done around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I was anticipating joining SVDL, but SVDL sunk and went down real bad, fucking with the likes of Solar and his lewd acts. But yeah, since that's not happening, I'm still like in the spirit of debating. So where we at? What are we doing? Where are we going? What is the debate? I'm not interested in debating any morons because I'm not doing that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm forced to in a structured debate league. But yeah, other than that, if it's just us going in, yeah, nah. Because I won't be doing any more debates with stupid people. Cool. Or stupid subjects. Yep. So hopefully somebody come through, man, and we set something up and get something in. Until then, let me see. What do I have? I only got one screen now because my room ain't set up. My room's set up. But, so it's like, I don't know, it's real nasty. It's real nasty. What is this? That's the debate with Anon is Jesus the Most High Father. We are here with it. Oh, y'all remember this? Hold on, let me bring this back in here. I was just going through a lot of the shit on my desktop. Let me see. Y'all remember this? Y'all remember motherfucker put the roots on my ass? Damn. Y'all remember that? Motherfucker when it came. Yeah. Yeah. So, uh, uh, and let me see. We do got this. Cause I know niggas gonna have to build up some nerve. Unless they just avoiding me altogether. Cause you know, whatever the fuck. Shout out to Star Peter, shout out to Erica. Yeah, so I want some motherfucking smoke. Y'all remember this? For the people who paid attention to the debate league. Do you remember this bullshit? Hell nah. See, that's why I'm not debating no more idiots, man, because remember I debated Judah Nazareth talking about who's more greater, Africans, who've accomplished more, who's contributed more to the world, Africans or Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, whatever. And his whole presentation was him just grabbing regular black people, talking about they was Israelites. Like he like really like look these people up. They were Christians, they were Catholics, they were Jewish, they were this, they were that. They was Muslim. But they never said that they was a Hebrew Israelite. I thought he was gonna really like find some. That was his chance to like really find some people that practice Hebrew Israelism and showed their accomplishments. But what that told me is that you can't find them. There's nobody who claims to be a Hebrew Israelite that accomplished anything great because he couldn't. That was his chance. I'm pretty sure I could find some. Hopefully, I don't know, because I mean, yeah, the Hebrew Israelite thing been around for a long time, but I don't know. I don't know who's a self-admitted Hebrew Israelite that did something great that contributed to the world that we could prove that existed. I'm like, well, no, no, no. But yeah, man, debates like that. Um, I don't even remember how mentally insane Lance was during this debate, but I know that he's mentally insane, and so I won't be looking to set nothing up with him. Plus, I don't like his character. I just rather not be, you know, affiliated with them. Yeah, so there's that. Madon might have a chance, but he's like at a 20-something% chance. I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to do no more earth-shaped debates unless it's something that brings the channel some notoriety. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, just to be debating everybody who, no, no. I would like some real practice, some real work, some real, information. Like, you know, yeah. Let's get that in. But I'm definitely not looking forward to the debate. No more flat tarts. Y'all won with that. You definitely won. I'm cool on that. But if someone has a what's the name, I'm even willing to set up that debate. Not even willing, like I want to set up that debate with Tanjan. Is Disney destroying our kids or however she worded it? Yeah, I wanna see what's up with that. You know, I would like to debate Tanjan on that because she been talking about that for a minute. We've been talking about that for a minute, so you know. But I know she. I'm not sure about how her setup is now. If she could do a formal debate with slides and a presentation and all of that, but it would have to be right because you have to start with visuals of Disney, how Disney is corrupting the kids, or, degrading the kids or whatever. But yeah, that and Moonflower If she would have, we had a debate on um, Greek mythology, you know, and she said I could agree, but I still love Disney. You gotta love Disney. It ruined you as a child. You 36 again, Scar? Nah, that's what's up. Shout out to Terry Smoot, man. Peace, bro. Peace, bro. How you doing? I'm glad to see you still around, man. I really do appreciate your presence. She said I'm done with it. Yeah, nah, it's I get what she's saying, but I have a argument against it. You know, I have a compelling argument against it. So try to make it look crazy and paranoid, and see how she get up out of it. Yeah, you never know what's Disney anymore. Disney owns so much. What the fuck are we doing? Yeah. Let me see this intro to this debate right here. I'm gonna have as less as solar in it as possible. I'm guessing that's the politically correct thing to do.
Doing it now.
Jay Banks. Oh yeah, Jay Banks was retarded. Retarded. Y'all remember
I'm going to introduce
Jay Banks?
tonight's judges. All right. So, look.
Let me see.
Judge Jasmine.
Good evening to everybody. Sambonani. Good luck to the debaters. So shout out to the chat, shout out to the commissioners, and shout out to my fellow judges. Let's get it.
All right. And we got Jared Banks in the building.
Just Jared was it. Hey, I don't know.
Peace, my family. How y'all doing? Looking forward to tonight's debate. It's gonna be cracking. I already know. Shout out to the commissioners. Shout out to all my judges and all of you for tuning in. Like he said, smash up the like, smash up the likes, and peace. We gonna see how it go down.
And we
gonna see how it go down.
Judge Asar M. Kai in the building. What's going on, Asar?
Man, a lot of shocking moments. Let's see what goes down today. I'm excited for this debate. I know they're going to bring it. Come on with it, gentlemen.
Who gonna bring it?
All right. So,
Who gonna
I'm going to go ahead and put the judges in the back.
Let me see.
What's good, brother? You all right?
Cut your camera on. All right. What's up with you?
Not much, man. Just ready to get it in, man. It's a lot of studying, a lot of information, just ready to empty and dump.
Don't hide from that camera now, bro. You've been talking.
You can tell he the range, man. Look how the range lands look,
dog. Your face, bro.
Tell me you don't
camera,
look
bro.
in that
Put your whole face in the camera, bro.
And see he retarded as hell. Let me see. Let me get to our shit, man.
Strength and clarity and luck to him. Like power.
All right. You can go ahead and unmute your mic.
Check, am I heard?
Yes, sir.
Eyes bugged.
All right, let me go into presentation mode. All right, let's get it. Did white people found the 13 colonies, man? Swab Boss versus Lance. I say yes. White people did find the 13 colonies. He says no. This is the 13 colonies we're referring to in this debate as labeled such. It's out on the east coast of America. This is a map showing the Chesapeake Bay by John Smith in 1608. Just showing you no colonies. I want to go to the U.S. Census Bureau for the definition of white.
Did you change screen?
Yeah, it's not changing.
It's not changing. Right? Okay, there you go.
Okay, hold on. Let me stop sharing and reshare.
Just start from the top.
I look like I just got through smoking.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank
you. Hell yeah. I look high as hell.
All right. Did white people found the 13 colonies? Swabos versus Lance. Swab says yes. Lance says no. These are the 13 colonies labeled here. Is that on the east coast of the United States that we are talking about? This is a map showing the Chesapeake Bay by John Smith in 1608. Just letting you know, no colonies. Let's go to the U.S. Census Bureau for the definition of white. A person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. It includes people who indicate their race is white or report entries such as Irish, German, Italian, Lebanese, Arab, Moroccan, or Caucasian. I want to go to the Oxford Dictionary for the definition of found, simply to establish or originate. So Britannica.com states that race, or the modern meaning of the term race, was reference to humans began to emerge in the 17th century. These are the 1600s. Since then, it has had a variety of meanings in the language in the Western world. It goes on to say, genetic studies in the late 20th century refuted the existence of biogenetically distinct races. And scholars now argue that races or cultural interventions reflect specific attitudes and belief. Now, as far as Europe, Europe has a lot of white people with a lot of shades. Some of them are very pale and too dark. So just to get some pre-reference on how this all went down, in 1493 AD, Pope Alexander VI issued the papal bull Antikythera, in which authorizes Spain and Portugal to colonize the Americas, and it's named as people. It justifies enslavement of Africans. Also, let's go back to Britannica to look at colonization and early self-government. So it says in there, highlighted here, the opening of the 17th century found three countries contending for dominion in North America. Of these, England, the tardiest of this on the scene, finally took control of the beginnings of what is now the United States. So I want to go to the Indian nations right here. This is just setting up, giving you the pre-story to the actual 13 colonies. We're all pretty much familiar with them, but I'm still going to break down the information because it is needed. So I just want to start here. It says, however, were the two companies which King James I granted charter to in 1606, the Virginia Company of London and the Plymouth Company. This is important. The Virginia Company of London was chartered by King James I of England in April 1606, and the Plymouth Company was chartered by the English crown in 1606. So the story begins after the Antikythera and all of these. It says in 1520 AD, mid-Atlantic coast people met foreign explorers on the Atlantic coast. The Wampanoag, the Narragansett, and the Lenape people encountered Giovanni da Verrazio, an Italian explorer in service of the French crown. Now, in 1607, Patwan chieftain fights encroaching Virginia colony, right? Opechancanough Canuck, the brother of Chief Patwan of the powerful Patwan chiefdom, is disturbed by England's encroachment on the Patwan territory. It goes on to say, a quote from the chief, it says, a great many years ago, when men with white skin had never yet been seen in this land, some Indians who were out fishing had a place where the sea widens, spied at a great distance something remarkably large floating on the water, and such as they had never seen before. Other runners soon after arrived declared that it is positively a house full of human beings of quite a different color from that of the Indians. And so now finally the spread of the great commercial trading also established the Muscovy Company, the Levant Company, and the East Indian Company. These companies went out throughout the world and colonized other indigenous lands. Every continent reported this, white colonists from European. So let me end this. This is a very bold claim that my partner, that I'm not trying to share it anymore, that Lance is making, that it wasn't white people who founded the 13 colonies. I showed the definition of white, the definition of found, and I showed what the 13 colony was. Even gave you a little prehistory on it.
Damn, that's what the fuck
to show you how we slid into this great adventure of founding the 13 colonies by
man
history on it to show you how we slid.
Man, hey man, what the fuck is wrong with Lance eye?
To this great adventure of
what is wrong with that nigga eye?
I'll show definition.
That nigga got eyeballing odious
I showed
scoliosis.
the definition of white, the definition of foul, and I showed what the 13 colonies
Man, them motherfuckers is not pointed in the same direction.
was, and even gave you a little prehistory on.
What the fuck, man? Nigga, your eyes do that, nigga? God damn. It gets worse.
To show you how we slid into this great adventure of founding the 13 colonies by the white people. I appreciate y'all presence. It's boy Suave Boss. I would like to let y'all know that I have my sources. I've emailed them in my premise to the judges, and they will be at the bottom of my screen, so there's no need for me to run through that in the opening. Shout out to y'all. Black Power. I'll see y'all in the premise.
On God with Black Power.
Whenever you're ready.
Am I sharing?
Yeah, you're sharing, brother.
All right. Did white people found the 13 colonies? Suave Boss versus Land Single. All right. In 1603, Scotland merged with England by Ireland and Wales and formed the British Empire. In 1606, 105 men and boys sailed all the way from England to the New World in Virginia, and they established the new colony called Jamestown.
Man, this nigga crazy as hell. That nigga came right out first slide, making a claim in 1603, Scotland merged with England by inheritance, Iceland, and Wales, and formed the British Empire. Where's your source, sir? Where's your source, brother? Y'all love listening to the bass too, E. All right, let's go.
Called Jamestown, the first permanent English settlement in North America. That is when the history of colonial America begins. It was established by King James, choosing the area hoping to find gold and secure a port and waterway to the Pacific. The Stuarts period of British history lasted from 1603 to 1714, during the dynasty of House Stuart, and the period ended with the death of Queen Anne and the ascension of King George. So this is at 1614, King George ascended to the throne, right? And King George is from the German house Hanover. My position is that during that time, the British monarchy were people of color and not the white race as we know them today. I acknowledge that after 1688, the white peasantry of the British Empire, along with Scottish and Irish political prisoners of the Black Jacobite uprising, were being shipped to the English colony by way of King George I, ascending the throne after Queen Anne. Now, I want to take a quote from Benjamin Franklin. Observation concerning the increase of mankind in 1751. Chapter 23, paragraph, the second paragraph. It says, since the detachments of the English from Britain since sent to America, we have their place at home. So soon supplied, the increase so largely here. Why should the Palatine Boers be suffered to swarm into our settlements and by herding together establish their language and manners and exclusion of ours? Why should Pennsylvania, founded by the English, become a colony of aliens who surely be so numerous as to Germanize us instead of us Anglifying them, and will never adopt our language or our customs any more than they can acquire our complexion? He goes further to say, which leads me to add to one remark. The number of purely white people in the world is proportionately very small. So in 1751, Thomas Jefferson is proclaiming that the number of purely white people in the world is proportionately very small. Continuing, all Africa is black or tawny, as Asia chiefly tawny, America exclusively to the newcomers wholly so. In Europe, the Spaniards, Italians, French, Russians, and Swedes are generally of what we call a swarthy complexion, as are the Germans and Saxons. So it said, he goes down, he said, I could wish their numbers were increased, as
while we are, as I may call it, scourging our planet by clearing America of woods and so making our side of the globe reflect the brighter light to the eyes of the inhabitants of Mars and Venus, why should we, in the sight of superior beings, darken its people? Why increase the sons of Africa by planting them in America? So who do we call the sons of Africa? He called the sons of Africa European Spaniards, Italians, French, Russians, Swedes, the people of America, and the people of Africa. This is who we call the sons of Africa. He said, opportunity by excluding all blacks and tawnies of increasing the lovely white and red. Continuing. I'm gonna stop there. So I opened with that to show how in the time of 1751, we have Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, acknowledging that most of the world is black or people of color, right?
Swarthy.
Now, this is 1751. Now, we got the British colonies being established in 1607 by King James I, House Stewart. Now, let me let this be known that the British colonies are established by 4 British kings, 1 German king. The 4 British kings are King James I, King James II, Charles I, which is the brother of King James I, and Charles II, which is the son of Charles I. And then, after Queen Anne dies, the German king, George I, takes over. I propose that after George I takes over, that there is a new people coming into the colonies. These people are not people, these people are mixed type of people. What I mean is, some of them are prisoners, and some of them are poor.
And it's over. Sorry. Your first round sucked. We gotta stop there. What that KLT song?
My brother killed himself in the rapid fire round, fam. Over and over. He showed the flaws. But then it's argument. KLT. Follow me, I am the leader. Stepping on them like I'm coming for freedom. Marching on them for the starving, jumping super feedom. They won't walk over Escondido. Black Panther, no kids, they won't women go walk them down with them eagles. Freedom. They say with it like it's tried to read. I speak the truth in this privacy. Stay straight with this one, and I just be labeled. The sun don't look up, follow me. Long way from the snow with no pilot speed. And that road was no follow me. Sitting at the top of an option. I am the one coming follow me. Credit the game so low, need to breathe. Strikes on my bed, let it be. Don't got it to show you my finish my reading. Got it, stay on it, that's what I'm fed out with the seed. Get ready to the game, so you better take it easy. Stepping up a toe, show really wanna see me. The hitter that they go, who need it. Trying to make me sit, rubbing up a tangle, I'm pop by like a genius. Still, my girl, you know, we pray, running it back, and I got it everywhere. I wanted the back, they on my back. Still, when I'm out of that drum for preset. Check them on the bed, and they still been a damn with the preset. Be straight. Sun door bad, till it keep gonna follow me, and we gon' be straight. Stepping on like I'm shining. Deacon babies, I'm shining. They know I come in peace. Protect mine, you won't violence. Speak the truth, they gon' silence. And no, they gon' find me. Don't play with me and don't play mine. Don't stone fucking light. KLT. Follow me, I am the leader. Stepping on them like I'm coming for freedom. Marching on them for the starving, jumping super feedom. They won't walk over Escondido. Black Panther, no kids, they won't women go walk them down with them eagles. Freedom. They say with it like it's tried to read. I speak the truth in this privacy. Stay straight with this one, and I just be labeled.
This is the Solar Vision Debate League.
KLT, man, he snapped. He just sound. You got wet brain.
We ready. Let's go. Did white people found the 13 colonies? This is my premise. Let's get right into it. Virginia or Jamestown was the first of the 13 colonies. It was founded by London Company in 1607 and is founded for the purpose of making money. Now, the Virginia Jamestown Company was founded by John Smith, who is recorded, depicted, and categorized as white. Massachusetts was the second of the 13 colonies founded in 1620. They came over to escape British rule, simply. It was founded by William Bradford and John Winthrop, who are both recorded, depicted, and categorized as white. New Hampshire is the third of the 13 colonies founded in 1623 by John Mason when he decided to make a colony out of it once given the land. He is also recorded, depicted, and categorized as white. Maryland was the fourth of the 13 colonies founded in 1632 between 1632 and 34. It was founded to create a place for the Roman Catholics. It was founded by Lord Baltimore, who is recorded, depicted, and categorized as white. Connecticut was the fifth of the 13 colonies founded in 1636. It was founded for people looking for freedom from the government, people looking for fortune, or just to come to the New World. This was founded by Thomas Hooker, and he is recorded, depicted, and categorized as white. Now, Rhode Island is the sixth of the 13 colonies formed in 1636 by Roger Williams. Once he was banished to England, and later 3 other people were banished, those 4 people requested British permission to become a colony, and it was founded by Roger Williams, who was depicted, recorded, and categorized as white. The 7th is Delaware, who was founded in 1638 by Peter Minuit. Of this New Sweden Company, originally a part of New Sweden. The King of England gained control over the portion of the East Delaware River and named it Delaware, founding 13th colony. And Peter Inuit is recorded, depicted, and categorized as white. The Carolinas, right, was founded in 1653, then just called Carolina. Later, in 1663, can you mute out, please? It eventually separated into 2 separate colonies that became called North and South America. Sources at the bottom, please take mind of that. And that was by Charles II, who was depicted, recorded, and categorized as white. They even have his death mask. That's the mask they put on his face once he dead. His father, King Charles I, painted in 1631, contemporarily to him being alive, categorized, reported, depicted as white. New York is the 10th of the 13 colonies founded in 1664. The Duke of York received New Netherlands as a gift, renamed it New York, broke off 2 pieces of the land and gave it to 2 of his friends. They founded New Jersey. And yeah, I'm sorry. And yes, and that was the founding of New Jersey. And New Jersey was founded by Robert England. Now he is depicted, recorded, and categorized as white. Okay, and this is the actual founding of New Jersey. In 1701, with the king's blessing, after the land was given to those 2 friends, this is John Berkeley and George Carteret, right? They are recorded, depicted, and categorized as white. And the king, they reunited it and called it New Jersey. So that's the founding of New Jersey. The 12th of the 13 colonies was founded in 1682 by William Penn, who wanted freedom of religion and protection from persecution. He started his own colony. He called it Pennsylvania. William Penn is recorded, depicted, and categorized as white. Georgia was the last of the 13 colonies, founded in 1732 by James Oglethorpe. Once he asked for the king to grant him a charter to start anew after serving, he wanted it to found this for people who can start over after serving time in jail, and also as a military base to defend against the Spanish. This is James Oglethorpe, depicted, recorded, and categorized as white. Now, all of this was charted by King James I, who is contemporarily recorded, depicted, and categorized as white. And this is his parents, Mary of the Queen of Scots and Henry Stuart Lord Darnley, who are both recorded, depicted as white. And this picture of King James was painted by Daniel Mentons while King James was alive. So this is a well-known painter over there in Europe who recorded him in his lifetime as white. We have the houses to the founding fathers, the original houses, paintings, and them being rebuilt on. The Winthrop House, house after house, Thomas Hooker House. These are like, you can actually find these archaeological sites if you dare to call them that. These houses are very famous. We also have their grave sites marked and visited, and there hasn't been any lost information about this. I'm gonna get into that. We have their descendants, right? First Thanksgiving with my pilgrim ancestor William Bradford This young lady is describing that her great plus grandfather, William Bradford, and also the Winthrop University, who was founded after Winthrop, who founded one of the colonies. These are his descendants who established endowment scholarship April 7, 2016. Now, what you got to understand is that sooner or later, almost every territory in the world outside of Europe itself suffered one or more of the following fates. Its indigenous population was replaced by European immigrants. Its indigenous population was ruled by European officials. It was divided into spheres of influence by European powers, or it was left as a buffer between rival European powers. Now, this leads the whole world to have an unbroken relationship with Europe, and they are fighting for colonial reparations. As you can see here, Africa, Asia, Australia, India, and Native Americans here in America. Now, everything wasn't bad. Of course, they had good relationships. So let's go to Japan, where they sent their first embassy to Europe in 1582 as the Christian century in Japan state, right? And they depict the Pope. He went over there to meet the Pope and the kings of Europe. Kings. Never once depicted them any other way other than white. And Japan still exists today, and they can still establish that it was white. In 1765, Mirza Sheikh, right, was employed by the East India Company, traveled on a mission to Britain. Guess what he categorized the Europeans, the Britons, at? White. India still exists, and India has never changed their story about what color these people were. This is Bento de Gois, who was a European traveler who went from Europe to India to China. So white people have been traveling and being recorded. Early Jesuit travelers in Central Asia, 1603, 1721. Guess what? Asia records these Jesuits as white. Asia has never changed their story of who they are. We all have first-hand accounts, an Incan account of the conquest of Peru when they saw the white people, and they thought the white people got colonized by them. And even the Native Americans, bury my heart at wounded knee. So what we're seeing is that globally, these white Europeans have had a relationship, good and bad, with people on every continent, and it's been unbroken before the 1600s, before the 17th century. So now let's go into the Lancaster Treaty of 1744, a statement from the Great Asaroga. The world at first was made on the other side of the great water, different from what is on this side, as may be known from different colors of our skin and our flesh. Are the Native Americans looking at Africans or dark-skinned people and saying, hey, your skin is different than mine? I doubt that. It says, but they are particularly struck, this is History, Matters, and Customs, but they are particularly struck with him who wore the red coat all glittering with gold lace, which they could in no manner account, for he surely must be the great Manito, which was a god they was waiting on. But why should he have white skin? This is being spoken on in the 1700s. Now, this is Tamachichi and from the land of Georgia. In 1736, this Creek leader who befriended James Oglethorpe in the early years of the Georgia colony traveled to England with Oglethorpe in 1734. This is actually a contemporary sketching of this Creek leader and his nephew. This is 1734, I'm sorry. And so let's go into the Journal of John Wesley. It says, we know nothing. We are the dark, but white men know much. And yet white men build great houses as if they were to live forever, but white men cannot live forever. In a little time, white men will be dust as I. Let's go to Shikellamy, an Oneida leader, a Native American leader, expresses his opinion of Christians' attempt to convert Indians. Now, this picture right here is a contemporary picture from 1764 of the Indians delivering English captives to the colonial banquet. It says he had assembled the Delaware house and informed them that on Sunday they should be assembled as the whites do and pray as the whites do. The Indian leader said, we are Indians and don't wish to be transferred into white men. The English are our brethren, but we never promised to become what they are. It is plain that you white people are the cause of this war. It goes on to say, look now, my brother, the white people think we have no brains. Now, this is the Indians giving a testimony of who the white man is. It also says, we acknowledge no other boundaries of yours than your settlements whereof you are built. Letting you know that the Native Americans have witnessed the white people build these colonies. And last but not least, it says the nation supposes that we, like white people, cannot live without bread and pork and beef. And so this, once again, is the Native Americans Contemporary testimony speak to the Brit.
Time. That's all right. All right. Come on, Lance. What you got?
Eric.
What the fuck you got? Your slides are horrible, fam.
Let me read this to you. Ancient, Modern, and Modern Britons by David Ritchie in 1992, page 12. It says, Thurman, Davis, Huxley, Busk, Bitchkov, Bickerwold, and Tabino, and others have proved the existence in Europe of a Neolithic race, small of stature with long and oval skulls, and accustomed to burying their dead in tombs. Their 7th century remains have been found in Belgium and France, in Britain, Germany, and Denmark, as well as in Spain, but they bear a close resemblance to the Basques. Pay attention, the Basques, then to any other living people. This Neolithic race has consequently been identified with the Basque and the Iberian, and the extreme exponents of theory do not hesitate to speak to the Iberian ancestors of the people of England. Iberian ancestors to the people of England, recognizing the racial characteristics of small, swarthy Welshmen and small, dark Highlander and the black Celtics in the west of Shannon, as well as in the typical inhabitants of the Aquitania and Brittany. That's by David. From David Ritchie, Ancient, Modern, and Modern Britons. Going further, Our Earliest Ancestors by Professor Boyd Dawkins, British geologist and archaeologist, 1837 to 1929. An essay said, in the year 449 AD, certain men came from North Germany and the southern shores of the Baltic Sea and pushed the small, dark Britons westward as far as Chester. By year 607 AD, they are who became the English. So these people from Germany came and pushed the dark men out into further westward, and these people who done this became the English. Okay, now this is a tapestry called Wild Men and Moors. It's from Germany, 1440, Strasbourg, actually.
And I'm trying not to like just let it rock out. I don't want to like pause it and keep talking and stuff, but he just murdered himself. He said certain men came from Germany and the southern shores of the Baltic Sea and pushed the small, dark Britons westward as far as Chester. This is 607 AD. They are who became the English. So who became the English? The certain men that came and pushed the small, dark people out. So by the time 13 colonies are formed, the Britons are white. Okay, fine. Black people inhabited what we call Europe before white people. But who were the people who came from there and established the 13 colonies? Yeah, that's wild.
And these people who done this became the English. Okay, now this is a tapestry called Wild Men and Moors. It's from Germany, 1440, Strasbourg, actually. Look at that, I believe. Oh, we can't. All right. It says a series of scenes from left to right. Wild men attacking Moors. Wild men attacking Moors in a castle. Wilk men fighting with lion, dragon, unicorn, wild men carrying food. This is a description. All right. Here's the description. White wild people carrying sticks to attack who? Small, dark Welshmen. All right. All right. Archaeology and Prehistoric Annuals of Scotland, Sir Daniel Wilson, 1851. Northern and southern picts of Scotland are frequently distinguished by the Welsh chronicles as Widow Duon and the Gwyndo Gwyn, or Black and Fair Gauls. All right. Early Men in Britain and His Place in the Territory Period by Boyd Dawkins, 1880, page 331. In Scotland, the small dark Highlander, Scotland, Highlander, in Ireland, the black Celts to the west of the Shannon still preserve the Iberian characteristics in more or less purity, crossed with Celtic, Danish, Norse, and English blood. From this outline of evidence in history, the ethnology, it will be seen that the Iberic tribes occupied important positions in Europe and in ancient times are still amply represented in the present population. This is 1880. When we consider the many invasions of strangers and the oscillations to and fro to different peoples, it is impossible to realize the strange persistence of the race. The Iberic element of the present population of Spain. The physical characteristics of the race defined by the preceding pages are still possessed by the present inhabitants of Spain, France, and Britain. So these Iberic characteristics are in the people of Spain, France, and Britain. The Iberic elements of the population of Spain has mainly contributed to a long-headedness of the modern Spaniard, although the character may be partially derived from the Gothic and Moorish invaders. Right? The Basques on the northwest, protected from the attack by the inaccessible country, have preserved race and characters, as might be expected, in their greatest purity. With regard to the rest of the peninsula, sufficiently accurate observations have not yet been made to justify the conclusion as to exact areas occupied by the descendants of the Iberian aboriginals and the invaders. Now listen to this. The problem is rendered almost hopeless from the great change which we must resort to conquest of the Goths and the Moors, for if the former contributed to their fair or xanthocroic, which means hump nose, characteristics in the modern Spaniard, it is no less certain that the latter have equally handed down to him the dark complexions and light active forms. I do not know that any important physical difference has been observed between the Moor and the Iberian. All right. And it says that two are closely allied together and connected with the Berbers of northern Africa. All right. And here it says DNA study finds London was ethnically diverse from the start. BBC News. It says the analysis reveals what some very Londoners look like and where they came from. Initial results from 4 people, all right, Europe. It said working with the scientists of ancient DNA at McMaster University in Canada. It says they had collections from 20,000 human remains in London stretching back 5,500 years. The most complete skeleton study was that of a 14-year-old girl from the 12th century who the museum curators have named the Lannet Street teenager. Analysis of her DNA chemicals show her teeth. She grew up in North Africa. Her mitochondrial DNA passed down from maternal line only is common in the southern Eastern Europe. The teenager had blue eyes, yet there were things about her skeleton that suggested she had sub-Saharan African ancestry, like many of the people living in the capital of the day. All right. It said between 1650. Oh, I'm sorry. It says another analysis showed that Mansell Street man, 12th century AD, mitochondrial DNA was from North Africa, and his remains also show African traits. He is over 45 years of age, dark brown hair, dark brown eyes. However, the chemical makeup of his teeth shows that he grew up in London. His skeleton indicates that he had a form of bone disease that in today is associated with diabetes mellitus, caused by protein-rich diets. That has come to a big surprise because in modern population, this disease is mostly afflicts white males from the West. All right. Now, what I did is establish that in the old times, before the 1600s, we have black people in the British colonies. In Great Britain, black people from the very beginning. Okay. Now, what I propose is this. Watch this. Let's do this. Black Laws Dictionary. You notice that my opponent always used the word categorized as white. He's doing that on purpose because he's trying to, listen to this, y'all. This is from the Black Laws Dictionary. Free white persons referred to in the Naturalization Act as amended by the Act of July 14, 1870, has meaning naturally given to it when it first used in the statute 103 C3, meaning all persons belonging to the European races, being commonly counted as white, and their descendants, including such descendants in other countries to which they have immigrated. So free white persons is about status in a particular area, particularly America. It said it includes all European Jews, more or less intermixed with peoples of Celtic, Scandinavian, Teutonic, Iberian, Latin, Greek, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it goes down here. It says Lapps, Finns, Basques, Albanians, Moorish inhabitants, Spain, Portugal. All right. It said, then it goes further. After giving the Greeks and Latins and Phoenicians, it says it does not mean Caucasian race, so Aryan race or Indo-European race, nor mixed Indo-European race, Dravidian and Semitic Mongol people who inhabit Persia. So when he says categorize, he's trying to play. We know that these people were not white. Let's go further. All right. King James the fourth, sixth, and King James the First, King of Scotland. He was born in 1566 and died in 1625. He was actually beheaded. King James of Scotland, the sixth from 1567, and King James of England and Ireland, and James the First from the union of the Scottish English crowns. Now notice the dates. Notice these dates. All right. Now here's a person from this is from the service of John Mackey Esquire, reigns of King William I. Now he said categorized and displayed as white. So listen to this. This is a first-hand account from the memoirs of John Mackey. All right. It says Charles Seymour Duke, Somerset, Master of the Horses, 1748. He is a middle statue, well-shaped and very black complexion, a lover of music, 42 years of age. Let's see what he looks like.
Time. All right. Shout out to Swap.
Man, that nigga tried to put a motherfucking animation to that motherfucker and died. All right, here we go. This is Bluu.
It's when I handle my business. Pull it from the hip, say bye bye.
Get your weak ass out of here. Time, nigga. Trying to show a picture.
Put us under pressure, nigga. We ain't even sweat. Can't.
This is the sword. This is the date.
No.
Reparations on the table, nigga, we ain't seen shit. Put us under pressure, nigga, we ain't even sweat. Came out shining like a diamond in the middle with cement. On Martin Luther King, bitch, we coming for a check. Headed to the Capitol to stake my feelings in the mind of a random who you can't ride with me. I'm the only witness when I handle my business. Pull it from the hip, say bye, Billy. No more time for the coast, and I'm on the highway focused. I ain't even smoking, I'm just riding my emotions. Both eyes open, I'm just trying to keep calm. Put an extra set of eyes on the door and recon. Knee deep in snow, say you trying to keep warm. Told him get up out the cold before my nigga deform. Every old wound seem to getting retorn. I'ma write deform to a nigga reform.
Yeah. Shout out to Bluu, man. Shout out to motherfucking Bluu. All right, we back.
Purely white people. Put up, and so I'm zooming in, and it says the number of purely white people in the world is proportionally very small. Purely white people. All Africa is black or tawny. Black or tawny. White people can be tawny. Tawny only means orange, brownish complexion. White people in the sun turn tawny. It says all of Africa is black or tawny. Asia chiefly tawny. Look at Asia. Look at Asia. Look at the yellowish, the orangeness in their skin. America wholly and Europe, the Spanish, Italian, French, Russians, and the Swedes are generally of what we call a swarthy complexion, as are the Germans. Swarthy just means dark. White people can be dark. It doesn't mean black. It doesn't mean non-white. Complexion, as are the Germans. So he murdered himself on that. Also the Saxons, right? And then he brings up, it says, the eyes and inhabitants of Mars and Venus, why should we in the sight of superior beings darken our people? Why increase the sons of Africa? By planting them in America. This is just showing you why would we take Africans from where they're at and put them in these lands with us, knowing that our country would have a more darker, because remember it said they were the minority. So if you move these Africans in, they're the majority. What color is your country? Okay. So it wasn't speaking on them individually. Let's go on to another slide. He brought up very small writing. It says Thurman and Daisy Huxley. I guess his point. Okay, let me read it. Their 17th century remains have been found in Belgium and France and Britain, Germany, and Denmark, as well as Spain. But they bear a close resemblance to the Basques than to other living people. The Neolithic race has consequently been identified with the Basques and the Iberians, and extreme exponents of that theory do not hesitate to speak of the Iberian ancestors of the people of England. There's no variable here to measure this, the context of this conversation. There's no base, no measurement stick to even say, are they talking about white people? Are they talking about what do they mean? They're just naming places. And we know that white people were in those places uninterrupted. Let me go on to his next slide. I wish it's on here. Okay. This, he shows a picture of a artistry, right? A tapestry, a knitted, quilted picture of very giant men swinging trees and small, darker men. They have lions walking on 2 feet. This is not historically accurate. This is not literal. This is not, it's fake. It's fake. It's fake. There's no source to this tapestry. I've seen it before, but there's no source to this tapestry. But it's not considered like to be taken for real, like literal. But it says series of scenes: wild men attacking Moors in castle, whipped men fighting with lion, dragon, and unicorns. Dragons and unicorns. I asked him about that. Okay, so in this world where these giant white people were fighting these very small black Moors, dragons and unicorns and lions that stand on 2 feet. Now, early man in Britain and his place in the territorial period. It says, in Scotland, the small dark Highlander, not black. There are dark white people, especially if you're white. We're black, so we'll never have that conversation. But when you're a white person talking to white people, you use words like light, dark, pale, swarthy. There's no measuring stick to determine this being black. Black is not used in this one. Or people of color is not used in this one. But it says Highlander in Ireland, the black Celts to the west of Shannon still preserve the Iberian characteristics in more or less purity, crossed with the Celtic, Danish, Norse, and England blood. I've never said that there were like no black people in any of these lands. The conversation is simply, specifically, who founded the 13th colony. There were dark-skinned people in this land, people you would consider black, the Native Americans. Did they found the colonies? No. So people being in these lands doesn't transition to, oh, they founded the colony. No. And remember, he's supposed to be, he's stating that these people are rulers. Okay. From the outline of evidence in history and anthology, it will be seen that the Iberian tribes occupied an important position in Europe in ancient times and are still amply represented in the present population. Means that, how do you connect that to founding the 13 colonies? I don't know. When we consider the many invasions of strangers and the oscillations to and fro with different people, it is impossible not to realize the strange persistence of the race. So black people, I guess in Europe and other places, sure, if they found the 13 colonies. No, that doesn't prove that. This is a very long conclusion, and he's begging the question, well, if they're there, okay, so early man in Britain, it says the problem is rendered almost helpless from the great changes which must have resulted from the conquest of the Goths and the Moors. For if the former contributed their share of xenophobic characteristics to the modern Spaniard, it is no less certain that the latter have equally handed down to him their dark complexions and lithe, active forms. So are you saying the Moors founded the 13 colonies? They don't even say that. They say white Europeans did. Okay, I do not know that any important physical difference has been observed between the Moor and the Iberian, and it is very probably that the two are closely allied together and connected with the Berbers of North African. Fine. Does that show that they founded the 13 colonies? No. DNA studies found London was ethnically, what did it say? Something from the start? I can't even. Okay. The analyst reveals what some of the very first Londoners looked like, and they came from, initial results come from 4 people, 2 who had origins outside of Europe, another was from the continental Europe, and one from native Britain. They found these people in the area of London. Does not mean they were in London when London was London. Did not mean they founded London. Did not mean they came from London to America and found America. If the debate was, were there black people in Europe? This is some good evidence. But did white people found the 13 colonies? Just pointing out that black people existed in Europe doesn't give it, like, look at the proof I'm showing. I'm showing the uninterrupted relationship of these white Europeans with Asians, Indians, Native Americans, and Africans. None of these people ever switched their stories. When did the black founders of the 13 colonies disappear and the white people come in and then all of these people switch their stories? No, they all know it was white Europeans. So let's see what else he has. DNA study found London was ethnically diverse from the start. I would say that indigenous people were there first. I'll even give you that. That does not mean that they found the 13 colonies. The white people that came in and they ended up, making it a point where it was diverse are the ones who established these kingdoms and these rulerships and then these trading companies and then colonized every continent on earth to the point that everyone's asking for reparations from this colonization. Where are the colonizations from the black people? Why aren't any of these continents saying, no, not y'all? It was a group of colored people who owe us reparations. No, you white men. Okay, most complete skeleton study was a 14-year-old girl from the 12th century, who the museum curators have named the Lant Street teenager. Analysis of her DNA and chemicals in her teeth show that she grew up in North Africa. Okay, her mitochondrial DNA lineage is common in Southern and Eastern Europe. The teenager had blue eyes, and yet there were things about her skeleton that suggest she had sub-Saharan African ancestry. Something about her skeleton says she had sub-Saharan ancestry. Well, I can say that white people don't have sub-Saharan ancestry, but that still doesn't even link to this story. Mike, that's very possible. But who is this girl, and how do you connect her to the King James, and all these other people that founded the 13 colonies? Once again, he's just throwing doubt, I guess speculation. He said, if I put this in there and you want to believe that the people was black, I've given you enough information to say so. DNA study finds London with ethnic shows that again. Okay, Black Laws Dictionary. Show the Black Laws Dictionary for the social categorization of white. That's not applicable. Well, but he said free white person, right? He's speaking of free white persons. Reference to the Naturalization Act amended in July 14th includes all Jews, all European Jews. More or less, guys, he lists a bunch of white people. That's fine.
We found Swab Boss being disingenuous people. He said white, that swarthy mean dark white, as you can be white and swarthy. Well, let's see what the etymology online says. Swart, Old English, swart, black, dark, of night, clouds, also figurative, wicked, infamous, Proto-Germanic swarts. It goes further and it says German swarts, Gothic swarts, dark colored, black, black, from swardo, dirty, dark, black. So that's debunked. Let's continue to move forward. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. The brother want to know about. let's go back to this first. I want to go to this first. All right, we got King James. We went through him. All right, these are people in the courts of King James. Here are their descriptions, and it is a first-hand account by John Mackey, Esquire, who was in place during the reigns of King Williams, Queen Anne, King George. All right, John Sheffield, Duke of Buckinghamshire, Lord Privy Seal. He is of a middle stature, brown complexion. He is not brown. This is what they displayed for the gentleman John Sheffield. So we dealt with categorizing of white. Let's deal with the display of white and how disingenuous the people who put this information are being. All right. We got Daniel Earl Nottingham, the eldest son of Mr. Finch, Lord Chancellor, reign of King Charles II. He's a tall, thin, very black man, like a Spaniard or a Jew. He's a tall, thin, very black man, like a Spaniard or a Jew. Let's see what they got him looking like. Do he look like a tall, black man, like a Spaniard or a Jew?
He think he's
You
showing
can
his
go
strength.
straight to the page. It'll tell you what this is. Okay? George Fitzroy, Duke of Northumberland, son of King Charles II. He is a black man like his father. This is verbatim, people. Black man like his father, the king. Let's see what they got him looking like. This is the answer, his display. This is how this is how they did. They changed the faces of our people. This is a white man, but clearly it's written by a first-hand account. The son of King Charles, of King Charles I, son of King James, is a black man, like his father. Charles Leno's Duke of Richmond, son of King Charles II, all right, is an enemy of business, very credulous, well-shaped, black complexion, not light-skinned, dark, or white, dirty-looking, black complexion, much like King Charles. Let's see what they got him looking like, y'all. Let's see what they got him looking like. Oh my God, do that look like black complexion? No, we've been hijacked. They've stolen our history. Let me continue. Charles, Duke of Albans. Remember the Albions that are allowed to be called white, but they might have black. They do have black skin. Look, is son of King Charles II. All right, he is of black complexion, not so tall as the Duke of Northumberland, which is his brother. Very, yet very like King Charles. Let's see what they got him looking like. No, no, no. This is not black complexion. They hijacked us. And this guy out here, my opponent, he's doing nothing but expanding on their rhetoric. Just fooling our people. Charles Fitzroy, do crap. Again, people, this is a first-hand account by John Mackey. All right? Is a grandson of King Charles II. It's a whole line of people, y'all. He is a tall black man. Let's see what they got him looking like. No, no, no. He does not look like this. But yet you can go Google him, and this is one of the pictures they will have, but the first-hand account contradicts these pictures. All right? Now check this out. He says, show me black people leaving. Okay, Jacobite Rebellion 1688 to 1750. All right? Between 1650 and 1775, many thousands of Scots were banished to the American colonies for political, religious, and criminal offenses. Following the English Civil War, Cromwell transported thousands of Scots soldiers to Virginia, New England, and the West Indies, in addition to 1,700 Scots, were expelled as enemies of the state after the Converter Rising. And 1,600 men, women, and children, 1745. Okay, this is from, let me see if I can pull this up. Will it allow me? No, it will not. They have ships. It's a directory of, let me see if I can. All right. Banished American politics. All right. Directory of Britain going into the
If
American
I
colonies.
muted
As you
him,
can see,
my bad. Go back a little bit.
as enemies of the state after the converter rising. And 1,600 men, women, and children were banished as a result of the Jacobite rebellions of 1715 to 1745. Okay, this is from, let me see if I can pull this up. Will it allow me? No, it will not. They have ships. It's a directory of, let me see if I can. All right. Banished American all right. Directory of Scots banished to American plantations is available at the Geological Publishing Company of Mr. Dobson, author, provides a list of these banished Scots who are ancestors of thousands of Americans living today. He has brought together a bulk of information available. Now let me go here. You probably can't read this, but I can, and I'm sorry, but I can't make it no bigger than this to fit on this page. But let me read some. These are some of the transportees in the 1745 transportation that I just read from that took Scots, British people, from out of Britain into America. Andrew Langer, dark complected, well made, healthy. James Lawson, well made, slender. John Troop, dark, sickly. George Samuel, brown, pale, slender. Dew, complex, well made. Okay, this is it. Okay. Andy Matthew, dark. All right. William Clapton, swarthy. William, dark hair. Duncan Campbell, dark complected. Hugh McPhee, lusty, black. As you can see, this I can just show you. All I had to do was show you one person leaving out of Britain, going into the American colonies. As you can see, the American colonies is still going on. It's 1745. This is just one of the transportation. This is just a few people. Okay, as you can see, it says even a person like Francis Brown, who is light brown, or George Hume, writer, Edinburgh, black man. As you can tell, none of these say slaves. Gardener, bookbinder, maltster, laborer, plowboy, servant, nail maker, sailor, cord winder. All of these people, none of these say slaves leaving out of Scotland and going into the Americas. All right, now watch this. From the book Jews and Muslims in British Colonial America, says recent DNA surveys Cornwall and Devon population have established that both male and female Semitic and Mediterranean haplotypes are present in the contemporary population and relatively high frequencies compared to England as a whole. As 6% of the characteristics North African male lineage known as E3B, evidently a colony of Phoenicians, Carthaginians, and the like, not only all right, settled there in the ancient times, but also left descendants who still dwell in the region. Topographic names speak of the Middle Eastern influences, the main rivers for the Timar Hebrew and Arabic for the date palm, in Latin forms, phonics, reflected in the name of Phoenicians, all right, Phoenix, all right. For it is well established that Jews immigrated into England under King William the Conqueror, and they play an important part of the economic development of the country even before the expulsion of 1290. There is even a record of Jews landing in Ireland in 770-79. It's interesting to note that the first authentic references to Jews settling in Scotland are to be found in the minutes of the town council and the burghers' roll in the city of Edinburgh. The first entry of the town council registries dated the 1st of 1665 relates to conventional converted Jew who had adopted Christian name Paulus. Now, remember, do I go here? Remember when I read to you, I'm gonna go back here. It says that this man was a tall, thin, very black man, like a Spaniard or a Jew. Okay, keep that in mind. Now, all of these people are from the court of King James and his sons. All right, now let me go here. This is Amy Levy. She is a Scottish-born lady born November 1861 and died in 10 September 1889. She is the second of 7 children born into a Jewish family with a casual attitude toward religious observation, who sometimes attends religious reform. So this is a black poet born in London, the British colonies. All right. Here's another one. He's a prominent member of the local Jewish congregation as his.
Oh yeah, he did. Sorry.
This filthy lie.
Man, I've been rapping for a minute, I don't see how niggas hate on it. Swab Boss, the greatest motherfucker, should wait on it. Even if my album drops 10 years from now, nigga, it's gonna be the hardest album out 10 years from now, nigga. The Swab Boss, you niggas should see that shit. Whatever I am in the old niggas should be that shit. Whatever they say they gon' come, I don't agree with it. Just had a couple of my old and come and be with it. Man, it's Swab Boss. The reason why these niggas get hard off and 400 niggas die for this cause is a small cost. I'm trying to get my people on their feet again, nigga. But I'm back smoking weed, drinking Hennessy, nigga. And maybe that's why I'm not back on my shit. It's Swab Boss from 2-6 and moved out to the bricks, hooked up with people from Phil. Now we know we does shit. Now they know they should quit trying to make it hood rich. All that bullshit on your mind, oh, I wish you would spit. Niggas know what I'm about, and they wish I would flip. Niggas ask about a track, they wanna hear that shit. But when they ask to do a track, they don't hear that shit, man. And that's the type of shit that I don't say, man. Niggas know from the go that I don't play, man. Coming straight from the street, no, I can't straight, man. They ain't fucking with him, 'cause he don't pay, man.
Why are the Europeans so insecure about other people in the world? And why do you, after everywhere you go, you're gonna kill?
You gotta kill, destroy. That was my shit, man.
So from the U.S. Census Bureau, do you agree to that definition? Do you agree to that?
So on, whenever you're ready, swab easy.
Absolutely. Okay, Lance. The definition I showed, because you didn't show a definition of white, the definition I showed from the U.S. Census Bureau, do you agree to that definition?
No, I don't.
Why?
Because that definition was established after the revolution, when definitions, pictures, faces, everything was changed. The definition I showed was from the time of the British colonies. You showed me a more modern term. I showed you the etymology of swarth.
You swarth. No. Okay. I'm talking about white. Did you show the definition of white people?
Yeah, I did.
Where?
I showed the definition of white people. What, free white people?
No, not free white people. Not free white people.
Listen, brother.
White people. No. Listen. No, I don't need you. I don't need to listen to you. I'm asking you a question. Did you show the definition of white people, sir? Yes or no?
I showed you the definition of white people as it pertains to free white people category.
No, I'm not asking about the status of freedom.
You used the phrase.
Okay, can you please just answer the question? Did you show the definition?
Let me answer the question, brother.
Okay, I'm moving on. He did not. I'm moving on. You never showed the definition of white people. I showed the definition of white. Okay. Did the Europeans colonize Africa?
Yes.
Does Africa record these people being white?
I'm not sure. Do they?
You're not sure. Did white people colonize Asia?
Yes.
Do Asians record these people as being white?
You said did white people colonize Asia?
Do Asians record these people as white?
There are some whites that colonize Asia.
No. Do Asians record the people who colonize their land as white?
I'm not going to answer it no better than I just did.
Okay, thank you. Did they colonize the Americas?
Who colonized the Americas?
Europeans.
So now you're using two different.
Did Europeans colonize America, bro? Is the question.
Before you said did white people?
Did Europeans colonize America?
Europeans did colonize
Did
America.
the Indians witness this colonization?
Now let me say this.
Did the Indians witness this colonization? Yes or no?
They witnessed it, but let me say this.
Okay, does the Indians record these Europeans who colonized their land as white?
No, they don't.
Okay. Do the Native Americans have discussions with the U.S. government today about the colonization of their land? Does the Native American have conversations today with the U.S. government about who colonized their land?
Yes, they do.
Okay. And when they talk to the U.S. government, do they talk to the U.S. government about white people or non-white people?
They talk to them about the government that colonized their land. It's not about.
Okay. Did they call these people white men? Did the Indians call these people who colonized their lands white men?
I got proof of them calling.
Sir, yes or no? Did Native American,
listen, you gotta review.
Stop deflecting. Answer the question. I want you to answer the question. No, I'm not holding on for you to teach me something. You're not, yeah, and I would like for you to use that time on answering the question instead of teaching me something else. Did the Indians, the Native Americans, describe the colonizers from Europe as white men? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. And okay, hold on. Did you? No. Did you categorize? When you brought up the Phoenicians? Did you say Phoenix as if Phoenix was named after the Phoenicians?
That's according to the data, yeah.
What data? What data? Can you name a source? Can you name a source?
Yes.
What's the source?
You need me to go back to it, bro?
Yes. What's the source? I'd like y'all to take note.
Ancient, and Modern Britons by David MacRitchie.
Where it brought up that Phoenix was named after the Phoenicians?
Page 12. No, what it says is that.
Okay, can you show me a source where it says Phoenix was named after the Phoenicians, sir?
Well, hold on, brother. You misconstruing my sources. You asking me.
No. I asked you. No, I asked you, sir. I'm not talking about what you showed me. I'm talking about what you verbally said. You said the Phoenicians. You said Phoenix. I asked you, are you saying Phoenix was named after Phoenix? The Phoenicians. You said I have a source. I said, can you give it to me? That's how we got here. Now, do you have a source? Do you have a source, sir, showing that Phoenix was named after the Phoenicians?
I have a source that alludes to the name.
Okay. It's fine. Okay, so now, when I showed, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Hey, bro, why you won't let me answer the question, man?
I said, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said, I have a source showing how even the name Phoenix alludes to a Phoenician origin.
What source is that?
I just said.
Do you have any paintings or art of any of the founding people that I showed being black?
I showed you King James.
No.
I showed you King James.
Listen, please listen to my question so you can answer the question correctly. The people that I showed, John Oglethorpe, all of these dudes that came over here and found it, not who chartered it, but the people who found it. Do you have any art of them being depicted as black?
No. Why?
Okay. Do you have any grave sites for these people?
Yeah, there are plenty of grave sites. What do you mean for John?
Okay. Did you? No.
That's not part of my debate.
No. Okay. No. I'm asking you. Do you have any grave sites for the black colonial founders? Because all those grave sites are from people that are recorded and categorized as white.
Yeah, they're categorized as white because why?
No. Do you have any graves? I'm asking, do you have any grave sites?
Categorized as white?
I'm asking you, do you have any grave? Stop asking me a question during my turn. Do you have any grave sites for these black colonials?
No.
Founders? Okay. Do you have any of the homes that these black colonial leaders, founders stayed in?
No.
Do you have any? Do you have any living? Do you have any living relatives that say I'm related to fill in the blank and he was black?
Yes.
Could you give me that source, please?
Right now on the spot.
Yes. You said you have it.
I I can't show you on the spot.
So you don't have it is the answer. Okay. Absolutely. I feel that. When Japan sent their first embassy in 1582, when Japan sent their first embassy in 1582 to Europe, did they come back with depictions of black kings and popes or white?
Tell me.
White. Okay. Did these black Europeans, these kings and queens, ever visit any other continent as kings and queens? Can you show me one source from any other continent saying that the rulers of England and Europe were black?
Say that again, bro.
Can you show me any source of any other continent calling the colonial people black, the colonized black?
No, it's not necessary. Okay. It was not necessary at the time. There were no categories for black people, black race. There was no categories like that.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, and that's not true, but moving on because you're done. Okay, now let me ask you this. Does just because someone populates an area, does that mean they founded the city that the area is inhabiting?
And just count the safe, see where it's at.
What nigga? Because somebody.
First of all, don't call me that word, please.
Excuse me.
I'm asking you. Does a person living on the land, populating the area, does that mean they founded the city that is on that area?
There are plenty of people who populated the area that founded it.
No. I'm asking you.
Yes.
So since yes. Okay. Listen, can you please listen? Stop. I just asked you, just because you populate an area, does that mean you found an area? You said yes. So what you just said is that everybody who populated an area are recorded as the founders of that area. Do you know that?
Bro, I can't see how you look, bro. You asked me.
Oh, what?
1607 to 17. When was the British colonies established?
1607 and 1732.
1607 to 1732. And can you tell me who were the people that were involved? What kingdoms were involved in establishing the British colony?
We had the Swedish, the Britons, and the French.
You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong.
Okay.
The French colonized America at a separate time, well before the British established their colonies. Okay. The Swedish also did not colonize America during the British colonies. They were only given. It was originally the land was originally a Sweden colony, but the British took it over. So then you
after it was founded.
Didn't establish. No, that's not a part of their colony.
So the Swedish didn't found the colony.
The Swedish colony was wiped away, and the British came in and established the British colony.
So the Swedish never founded. So the Swedish never founded a colony. So the Swedish never founded a colony in America.
Not in the part. They're not a part of the British colonies, brother. The British colonies were established by the British alone.
They became under control by the British. They were established by multiple people. There were southern colonies, there's southern colonies, there are middle colonies, and there are English colonies, but they all came under English rule, but they were founded by different people. Sorry, you're dead.
Not at all. You're lying. We know that what kings were involved during the establishment of the British colony?
James I, Charles I, Charles II, I'll say.
That's it?
I mean, that's the only pertaining to this debate. That's
not true. Because the people who established was King Charles VI, who was King Charles I. King James I. King James VI, who was King James I. His two sons, King James II and Charles I.
I
Then
said
it goes
Charles
to
the First.
Charles II. After
I said Charles the
II,
First. I said Charles the First, Charles the Second, and King James the
hold
First.
on, sir. That's 4 Scottish kings. After that, there's George the First, the German Hanover king, which is King James' cousin.
That's what's up. Do that prove that the 13 colonies were founded by black people?
Now, what I did, in the beginning of this, I showed you that the original Scottish, the original Irish, and the original English people were dark-skinned people. Dark-skinned, even called black by the Welsh cartographers. Now, let me ask you this. You said no black people came out of Britain and went into the American colonies.
When did I say that?
You just said that, bro.
I just said that in the
Please show me black people. You showed me black people in England. Black people.
You haven't been listening to me very well.
This is what you said. You showed me black people in the British colonies, basically, but you have not showed them coming out and going into the Americas.
That don't mean that I stated the statement that you claimed I stated.
My whole purpose for showing you that the entire British colonies were black people and showed you the Jacobite uprising.
So no white people found in none of the 13 colonies?
No white people.
So no white people came out of Europe. So no white people came out of Europe? So no white people came out of Europe?
These were all Scottish people.
I'm saying so no white people found in none of the colonies?
All Scottish people. Now let me ask you this. When did slavery get instilled within the British colonies? At what point?
I mean, records show from the early 1600s.
That's not true.
The date is cloudy.
Slavery got into play in 1714 after Queen Anne was beheaded. The King George I came in and took over, and he had a great.
The Native Americans had slaves. Did the Native Americans have slaves?
He had a great affinity against the Scottish people, and he sent them into the American colonies as indentured servants. I read that.
Did the Native Americans have slaves?
That's not secular. Okay,
all these questions you asked me.
No, this is the final question. It's one of the final questions. Were any of King James' predecessors and descendants, black skin?
I'm gonna say no because there's no evidence of it. But I mean, the theories say that the original people were black and that it started in Africa, and so that leads me to believe that yes, white people, if you go back further enough, have black ancestors.
No, here's the deal, bro. Remember when I showed you in 1449? No. You don't remember?
In 1449, what? What you showed me in 1449? I remember.
Oh, okay. In 1449, when it says that that Germans sent the dark Welsh into the highlands of Scotland. They chased them into the highlands of Scotland.
And did they found the 13 colonies?
Then I showed you Scotland. These dark Welsh people, they weren't conquered. They stayed there and developed. That's where the Stuarts and the Murrays and all of them come from.
Did any of them found one of the 13 colonies?
King James Stuart is the one who commissioned the founding of
Okay, he commissioned the founding. We're not talking about the commissioning. We're talking about the founding.
Now, were these people that were up under King James, who was a black Welsh, who was a Moor, were they white people?
Were the people that were black Welsh and Moors under King James black people?
No, I said King James was a black Welsh. He was a Moor. Okay, his people are ancient. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Were the people he sent over here white?
Yes.
All of the Scottish people are white.
No.
So Scottish people isn't a race or a nationality, I should say.
Scottish. No, it's not a bloodline. No.
So were there black Scots?
Yes, there could have been black Scots.
Okay, so if there were black Scots and the British and the German king
decided to instill slavery, would you say it was white Scots that he enslaved or black Scots?
I would say both, I guess.
You would say both.
Yeah.
What would be the condition for a white Scot to be enslaved?
I don't know. I have no sources on that. You're just asking me for speculation,
Well,
not
no,
logic.
I showed the sources that.
Yeah.
I showed the sources. What do you mean?
Yeah, but you're asking me on my logic about it, and I'm just thinking. I haven't done any studies or anything.
Okay, so I showed you that the British king, that the German king, kicked the Jacobites out into America.
The Jacobites, yeah.
Jacobites.
They kicked them out into America, and they founded the 13 colonies.
Kicked them out.
The Scottish king kicked them out and chartered them colonies.
The German king was black, cousin of King James. All of Britain.
The Scottish king was the cousin of King James.
That's right.
And he kicked out the Scottish people who King James was over, right?
That's right. The Scottish and the Irish.
And did King James chartered them to found the 13 colonies.
This is after King James' death.
After his death, when did King James die, sir?
1625.
When was Virginia founded, sir?
In 1603.
Who founded Virginia?
John Smith.
Do you have any depictions of him being black?
I don't have to answer that now. Back to me. Back to what I'm asking you. Back to what I'm asking you. So
I was on like my third, fourth question. Anybody know me? That's my pet peeve. Don't ask me no questions during my round. And my tactic is to subtly get you to start answering questions for me during your round. He was like 3, 4 questions in. And he said, I don't have to answer that.
King kicked them out and chartered them. And I'm just thinking, I haven't done any studies or anything.
Okay. So I showed you that the British king, that the German king kicked the Jacobites out into America.
The Jacobites, yeah.
Jacobites.
They kicked them out into America and they founded the 13 colonies.
Kicked them out.
The Scottish king kicked them out and chartered them colonies.
The German king was black, cousin of King James. All of Britain.
The Scottish king was the cousin of King James.
That's right.
And he kicked out the Scottish people who King James was over, right?
That's right. The Scottish and the Irish.
And did King James chartered them to found the 13 colonies.
This is after King James' death.
After his death, when did King James die, sir?
1625.
When was Virginia founded, sir?
In 1603.
Who founded Virginia?
John Smith.
Do you have any depictions of him being black?
I don't have to answer that now. Back to me. Back to what I'm asking you. Back to what I'm asking you. So you admitted to black Scots, black Irish. All right. We know that the scholars say that they're Welsh and they were dark skinned and were chased into the Highlands. We got the Scottish being in the Highlands of Scotland. The Stuarts, who had assumed control of the British colonies,
who are white,
the black. I showed you firsthand account by John Mackey.
No, you did not. No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
No, you did not.
Oh, you didn't pay attention. Absolutely.
Yes, I did. You did not show. You did not show John Mackey saying the Stuarts are black. Never.
This is his diary.
Never.
This is his diary.
Never. You can never call. You can never find John Mackey calling them black.
When was the last colony established?
Man, like 1736 or something like that.
1736. 1766? Sound more like it.
I got it. Yeah.
1766. Now let me show you something.
What up? 1732. No. 1607 Virginia, 1732 Georgia. I know 1766. You're incorrect.
Sorry.
Oh, my apologies. Let me allow you.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to get back in that ring. He died. That's really my shit, man. I can't wait to get back into that, dog. So, I'm calling out Taz, Domo, Bluu, and Anon. Now let's set up some debates, man, until the debate league is formed. You know. And yeah, man, let's get the people something to watch, man. Let's get the people something to talk about. Let's get it cracking, man. It's the boy Swab Boss. I appreciate y'all fucking with me, man. And yeah. Let your favorite debaters know, man. I'm over here. I'm waiting and I'm ready, man. So I don't know. Call me, leave a comment under the video, you know. But y'all hit that like button. Let me know some debates that y'all would like to see in the comments under the video. You know. And hopefully we can set it up and get y'all what y'all want, man. But yeah, that's it. Appreciate y'all, man. Black Power, y'all keep your head up. See, y'all see the bullshit coming and make everyone progress in the lanes and wish to have passion because work is work, but it ain't got to be tortured. It's the boy Swab Boss. This was the argument.